This is the Cholo News Report for Thursday 01 February 2018. A BBC study finds that the Taliban are openly active in 70 of Afghanistan. Afghanistan has been reeling over the past 9 days from a renewed spate of violence that is adding scrutiny to the latest, more aggressive, U.S. backed strategy to bolster Afghan forces battling the Taliban in a 16-year-old war. An Amtrak train carrying GOP lawmakers to a retreat in West Virginia collides with a garbage truck in Crozet, Virginia. At least one person dies and one person is seriously injured. The White House states that there are no serious injuries among members of Congress or their staff. At least one person was killed, according to a statement released by White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Senator Bill Cassidy, RLO, a physician, tweeted that he helped tend to the patients until emergency medical technicians showed up. "We're fine, but our train hit a garbage truck," wrote Rep. Greg Walden of Oregon. San Francisco District Attorney George Gascon announces the city will retroactively apply California's new marijuana laws to nearly 5,000 felony convictions, expunging or reducing misdemeanors and felonies dating to 1975. San Francisco's move could be the beginning of a larger movement to address old pot convictions, though it's still far from clear how many other counties will follow the famously liberal city's lead. As of September, 4,885 Californians have petitioned the courts to have marijuana convictions expunged or reclassified, but many people don't know about the process, which can be difficult, according to the Drug Policy Alliance, which supported Proposition 64. Gavin Newsom said San Francisco's move provides new hope and opportunities to Californians, primarily people of color, whose lives were long ago derailed by a costly, broken and racially discriminatory system of marijuana criminalization. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia rules, by a 7-3 vote, that the independent structure of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is constitutional. A separate case involving directorial succession is under appeal. Lower courts have approved the president's selection of Mick Mulvaney as head of. By a vote of 7-3, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia ruled that Congress acted appropriately when it set up the Bureau with a single director who could only be removed by the president for inefficiency, malfeasance in office or neglect of duty, and not for political reasons. It's run by a single director with broad powers to create and enforce regulations that protect Americans from predatory lending and other abuses. Prime Minister Theresa May orders Philip Lee, a Justice Minister, to air his views in private after he suggested that Brexit planning should be based on evidence rather than dogma. A minister who questioned whether Brexit should be halted after a secret government analysis exposed the predicted economic damage has been silenced by Theresa May. Its leak has enraged Brexiteers, who accused the head of the civil service of conspiring with the Treasury to produce the devastating research without the knowledge of ministers in the Department for Exciting the European Union. MP's vote, 236,220, in favour of moving out of the Houses of Parliament for 6 years while the Palace of Westminster undergoes repairs at a cost of around PS4 billion. The move out of Westminster will not occur before 2025. It will be the first time MPs have moved out of the Palace of Westminster since World War II. The so-called decant was bitterly opposed by a large group of mainly veterans, mostly Tories, who proposed an amendment aiming to keep the Commons inside the Houses of Parliament. But in response to opponents of the move out, who were led by the veteran Eurosceptic Sir Edward Ley, Commons leader Andrea Leadsom promised a legal guarantee that MPs and peers will return to Parliament after restoration. Opening the debate, she said she had listened very closely to very real concerns that MPs and peers may be forced out, never to return by moves to secure the long-term future of the Palace of Westminster. President José Mario Vaz appoints Artur Silva as Prime Minister of Guinea-Bissau, succeeding Umaro Sissoco Embalo, who resigned on January 16.